Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I am using the Felicity Jane kit called Jill, and this is from January 2018. I decided to go back since I used up all the kits up until now and go to do a kit that I had not killed. So I am taking this heart cardstock and I am gutting out the middle portion so I can use that as parts of my layering. Then I'm taking this pink cardstock and I trimmed it down to 11 by 11. Now I'm going to use another white cardstock and trim that to 10 by 10, and I'm going to frame this 3 times. Now I'm taking my ATG gun and I'm going to go ahead and stick the pink paper down to the hard cardstock. I'm lining it up just to make sure it's all straight. And then I'm going to take my 10 by 10 white cardstock. This is just basil cardstock, and I trim it down. I'm going to first do my journaling, and to do my journaling, I place my picture, the picture that I want to scrapbook today, where I think I'm going to put it on my layout. Now this is going to be a vertical layout, everything coming down the middle. Now this is a picture of my mom the last time I saw her before she passed away, and I just want to document that story. So I'm taking a piece of paper and my pencil, and I'm just making a little mark where the picture is going to go so I know where I should put the journaling. I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers typecast. I have a love-hate relationship with this typewriter because the cardstock always has a hard time going through, but the typing actually works really well. So I'm setting my margins and I wrote, "Oh, I didn't know this would be the last time I would see you. You and Dad came down to San Diego for Dad's iPhone issues. After we got done at Apple, you told Kaya you would get her a toy. I suggested See's candy instead. She was so happy with her chocolate lollipop. I'm so grateful I got to see you healthy and happy. I love you forever." So the reason I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers typecast is because I am at a crop and there is no printer at the crop, or a large format printer, I should say. So I always bring my typewriter, and I do like how it's like the old-fashioned typewriter, like when I was in school. I do make mistakes, but I just go with it because nothing's perfect, right? So now I'm going to adhere this white cardstock onto the layers that I've already created, and I'm going to line that up so I get that on there straight. But before I did that, I went ahead and I stitched it with all 3 layers. I used white cardstock and I just used my Singer sewing machine and I just stitched the edges of the layout. Now I'm going to use this vellum, pink and white vellum. I love that these kits came with, this particular kit came with a bunch of vellum. I wish all of the kits would come with vellum. I just love that it adds a different piece of texture to the layout. So I used the pink and white vellum because I had already printed out this photo with a white mat. I'm going to use this gray flower photo as my second piece of a layer. And I love that I can just use scraps because it's easier to cut. And I'm going to use this I'm going to cut this using my 9-inch Tim Holtz scissors. These scissors are the best. Nope, I'm using the mini snips. Then I'm going to put it on this green and white star cardstock. This is a brand new one, so I'm going to use my Caterpillar Pro to cut that one down. That's the best paper trimmer. And you don't have to buy replacement blades because it's a self-sharpening blade, as they call it. And there's a light on there so you know exactly where you're going to be trimming. So I'm looking for another piece of paper to put on there, and I'm wondering if I should put this Hello Beautiful, but I end up using the black plaid. So I'm going to use that as my last layer. And then I'm going to use pieces that came to show what papers came in the kit. I cut all of those pieces down. They're, I think, 3 by, no, maybe 4 by 1. And I'm going to use that to layer a little bit more. I go ahead and stick the photo down onto the layout. This way I know where these little pieces can go. I use this acetate flower onto the top left corner, and I didn't use any other acetate. I probably should have, but oh no, I do use one more. I'm taking this tag and I'm using crochet thread, and I'm going to go ahead and thread this tag, and I'm going to put it to the bottom right hand corner of my photo. Now you notice that there's yellow there, and I don't have any other yellow in my layout, but I'm going to take care of that at the end there. I stick a piece of pink scrap that I had and put that on the bottom left corner. See how it seemed kind of empty there? So I just wanted to fill that with a little scrap. I take a flower die cut. I fussy cut around this, and I'm using my Stampin' Up! Foam adhesive just to put that on the left side. I have so many layers there that I don't really feel like I need to do a lot of embellishing. So I just put that on the left hand corner, and I'm going to use the pop dots to pop up the layers that I have. But before that, I use the Stampin' Up! Foam adhesive to adhere this chipboard to the top left corner, and it's got the black and white again with a green heart. I use a label tag, and I use that as part of a layer to ground the top left because that's where my heaviest cluster is going to be. I'm going to adhere that down, and then I decide to use an acetate that has plus signs all over across it in a row. You can't really see it, but I do go ahead and adhere that using adhesive. No, I don't use an adhesive. I use a chipboard that I put down that says remember, and I'm going to use that to adhere the acetate or hold the acetate down. I think that's all that I'm going to do until I pop up the layers on my photo. I'm looking to see what else I can use. I end up not doing anything. So now I'm finally adhering the acetate down. I'm going to take my foam dots, my favorite foam dots, and put those down. And at the very end, I'm going to get my splatter box, which of course, no layout is complete without splatters. I do need to challenge myself to just embrace all that white space. But I'm going to take my splatter box and I'm going to use the Heidi Swap Black Velvet. I like that because it has just a little sheen to it. And I'm going to splatter the 3 corners that have the embellishments, because remember, this is a vertical layout. After I do the 3 corners with the black velvet, I am going to take my Nuvo Dandelion yellow color. And this is where I'm bringing the yellow color in, and I'm going to do the 3 dots onto the 3 embellishment clusters after it looks like I just dated it using the Felicity Jane date stamp and the black VersaFine. So I'm going to use the dandelion yellow, and I'm going to put 3 drops onto the 3 corners, and I added the branding strip to the bottom, the green with the hearts, and I sewed that down as well. That was when I was sewing the edges of the layout. Now, one thing, after I got done with the Nuvo drops, I realized I didn't have a title for my layout, so I'm going to use the Felicity Jane Alpha that came, I can't remember which kit it was, that had the tiny Puffy Alpha stickers, and I'm going to use my T ruler to spell out I love you, and then I'm going to put that right above the acetate, or onto the, right above the acetate, and I'm going to put I love you as my title. So there you have it, the picture of the last time I saw my mom before she passed away, and I'm glad it was a happy memory, and I just wanted to document that. I have this need to write down as much as I can before my memories start to fade. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear in the comments below what your name is and where you're from. I've been wondering where the people that are watching my videos are from and their names. So if you could leave that down below, I would really appreciate it, and I will respond back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.